Hi there, today is another lovely day for me. Why? Because I'm having a very great personality with me in the studio. I call him a business tycoon. He is the director of the Center for Entrepreneurship, Research and Innovation of the Catholic University Institute of Boya. You may be wondering that what's this center all about? The short form of it is CERI, and we shall be having a grip of what this Center for Entrepreneurship, Research and Innovation is all about. His name is Mr. Eyong Thaddeus. Hello, Mr. Eyong. Thank you for joining me on the program today.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Maybe I should start by finding out why was CERI created as a very important arm of the Catholic University Institute of Boya.
Yeah, thank you. If I may take you back, CERI was created about a year after the university itself was created.
Okay.
And at that time, the bishop and his team had in mind the problems the youths are facing. They had in mind the challenges people who don't have jobs are facing. They had in mind the global context. They had in mind the issue, the problems of unemployment. And in designing the objectives, the vision, the mission, the values of the university, they thought about creating CERI, which is the Center for Entrepreneurship, Research and Innovation. And it was created essentially to provide hands-on activities to students, to completely change the mindset, the way students handle things and treat things. You may also realize that most universities around the world are redesigning and shaping their vision and their strategy in order to meet with the challenges that youths are facing, in order to meet with the unemployment situation that the global sphere is facing. So in a nutshell, it was created as an entrepreneurial arm of the university. It was created as a business arm. No university can operate essentially on fees. So it is a business arm also to make some money to support the projects of the university.
Okay, thank you so much for that answer, Brett. If I got you well, I should say that CERI is an arm that is designed to groom students in the world of business and research. So what are some of those activities that CERI carries out to complement its objectives?
Yeah, there are a lot of them. The first, which makes us stand out different and unique from most universities in Cameroon and around the world, is the Entrepreneurship and Academic Fair.
Wow.
It's our flagship program. We hold this annually. This Entrepreneurship and Flagship Fair, it's academic fair, is different from the trade fair that most people know around, even though it has some components of the trade fair. We are using the fair to involve students in the planning and in the designing and in the implementation and in the evaluation of the fair, so that we can put the students at the center of the learning experience. What we do with the fair is that students are evaluated by the clients who have the stands or by the committees that they belong. Students are evaluated by their peers. Students are evaluated by their lecturers on how they come early, how they attend to customers, how they do the activities that are assigned to them, and marks are given to them. So apart from just having fun, business opportunities, challenges, meet with the movers and shakers of the entrepreneurial, the business climate, the business, they are also faced with the aspect of combining all this with getting marks to make them move to the next class.
And so that's what makes it different from the normal fair which we have.
Completely different. So you'll be surprised. You come to the stand, you see students are struggling to make their reports. They have their daily reports. They're being evaluated by their colleagues. Unlike a fair where you just go and you sit and you eat and you drink and then you get partners. This one, apart from getting partners, apart from being excited by the things that are going on, you must be ready to write on what you have learned and the activities and the hands-on that you intend to pick out of it.
Maybe we should talk a little bit more about the entrepreneurial, you call it the academic and
entrepreneurial fair. Yeah, that's what we call it.
And is it an annual activity?
It holds annually. It's like I said, it's our flagship program. It holds annually. It is institutionalized in the university. All students must validate the course before they move on to the next level.
And actually, does it concern only members of the institution, or you bring people from outside?
Yeah, as I was going to come to that, as part of our community engagement program, we involve seasoned entrepreneurs, we involve businesses, We involve partners. People are free to take stands, and when you take stands, you work with our students, you evaluate them. Can you imagine a situation where you come and take your stand, and they give students to work with you, and for the first time you are asked to evaluate the students' performance? So we're involving all our community stakeholders in the drive, to move the university and to move our students to the next level.
And so I want to say that CUIB has been doing this for the past 2 years.
Yeah.
And
3 years.
For the past 3 years.
Yes.
Okay. So what are your impressions? Is this fair achieving its objectives?
From the figures that we are registering, when we started, we had about 12,000 participants. 2 years ago, we had 20,000. The last year fair, we had 30,000, more than 30,000, a little bit more than 30,000. So if it is growing in number of participants, growing in the way students get involved, it tells you that our achievements are positive. And we are also signing partnerships through the fair. There are persons who come and they say, wow, this is what these people are doing. We are interested in working with them. So we are signing some partnership with some partners who came and they took stands, or persons who just come in and they see and they like it and they want to be part of the whole show. So we are signing partnership. The number of partnership we are signing tells you that the impact is positive.
Now, that's interesting. Now, on the part of the students, since they are the primary focus of CUIB organizing this fair, do you have students who have come up with businesses because of their experience they had during the fair that you organized the past 3 years?
The last fair that we had a special option, the one-stop shop option for business creation, where we had the government sector that is involved in registering and the tax part of it, Chamber of Commerce, the banks, so that you can come into the fair. You can come in the fair from day one and go around the fair and identify an activity. And because we have trainings on business plan development, you can attend those trainings, you design the business plan, and then you can now move on to the sector that can guide you on registering the business, how to pay your taxes, and then the banks are also next to in the same chain with the stand, where you can meet the banks and they guide you on how to get a loan, or how to keep your accounts, or how to be rated high, to become credit worthy. And so some of our students already are into some interesting leads. Some decided to group themselves up to form accounting services, because they discovered that a lot of people have problems with bookkeeping, and some are doing other things that has come up as a result of seeing what other people are showcasing in their stands. If I may put it in one phrase, it's a kind of business development marketplace.
Wow, I want to say that this is a very interesting innovation by the Catholic University Institute of Boya, and it happens to be the only institution, or the first, that came up with this idea of organizing a fair in Cameroon and even in Africa.
I've not seen anyone in the world. It's unique.
And I want to tell you that people are copying from you people.
Yes.
Yeah, other institutions, they have started organizing a mini fair, or they'll call it trade mini fair.
Yeah.
We
like to share our experience with
Yeah.
other people, but don't forget, if you move on the footprints of others, you will not leave prints yourself.
That's a wise one there. And I'm in the studio with a very wise person. He is the director of the Center for Entrepreneurship, Research and Innovation, which is the business arm of the Catholic University Institute of Boya. Remember, his name is Mr. Eyong Thaddeus. Now, I want to come up, apart from the trade fair or the academic and entrepreneurial fair, what other activities do you carry out?
All the schools, that unit runs the entrepreneurial training and practice project for all the schools, from first year to final year, and first and second semester. So that course has been handed over to the CERI. CERI hire hands-on persons to handle this course. Persons who are coaches and mentors, not just lecturers. Persons who have experienced it, who have lived it, and who have the drive to share it on to our students. So we handle these courses on behalf of all the schools, and we try to push, in the method that we're handling it, we push the students to be able to pick out income-generating activities, at the end, be able to design the business plan. Designing the business plan and submitting to a competition is the final level of the entrepreneurial project. So that is just one aspect of it. We also have the agribusiness unit, The agribusiness unit handles our community engagement component of the university, where we try to relate with all our different stakeholders. We try as much as possible to ensure that our students fit, their mindset is shaped in such that when they get out of here, they can fit well and adapt. One of the things we do is that this unit provides training, driving courses to our students, tractor for agri students and normal driving for other students, so that you don't graduate and you're looking for a job and you're unable to drive a tractor if you have a BSc in engineering. You don't graduate and you're unable to drive a car if you are looking forward to be appointed a manager. So this agribusiness unit handles that.
Wow, that's interesting. It's interesting to know that these tractors, as you call them, were being handed to CUIB by the government of Cameroon through the Ministry of Agriculture.
We are indeed very grateful.
Yeah, and I want to say that CUIB is making use of that. It's really making use of that, and not only for the institution, but also for the community. And how do you assist the community with that?
We put our services, we put the service of the tractor to the community, so farmers can group themselves and come to get the tractor at a token. At a token, we don't want to make it. It's just a token, so we're able to manage the wear and tear, so we're able to fuel the vehicle. So farmers who have this problem, they have hectares of land to work. We should move on to the second generation option.
Of course.
So we encourage them to group themselves together. For those who cannot take it alone, group themselves together, and then we'll use our services to go there and plow the land. We can even move right up to the level of harvesting the crops for them. And some are already making good use of that. So we have a lot of applications. Our problem now is rationing the use because we don't have enough of these machines. We are indeed again very grateful to the Ministry of Agriculture.
2017 is coming for CUIB, and by then I know that we will be having all the equipment that we need. Yeah. And also, just to find out, CUIB has a tradition to always bring on board guest speakers.
Guest speakers, we do.
Who can share their talents with the students. Is that part of the work of CERI?
Of course. And each month we bring a celebrated author or experienced person in the field, in a particular choosing field, and the person come and talks to the student each month. Some of these persons, the students may never have the opportunity to meet with them. So we use our network to bring these persons on campus. They talk to the students, and they don't just talk to the students. The students listen, ask questions. They even prepare research about this person, about the topic, so that there is an interaction, an engaging interaction between the students. And at the end, they are obliged to write a report, not just listening, but write a report on lesson learned, and way forward.
That's to ensure that
and that is also part of their evaluation. This monthly guest speaker. We have some guest speakers coming from companies, some coming from abroad, some coming from other universities. So we try to make a blend and choose just the finest for our students.
Briefly, let me just divert your attention to the bookshop. We call it the St. Martha's Bookshop. Is it open to the public?
It is. The bookshop that is part of CERI is part of our actions. The bookshop is open to the public, apart from the students and the Cali community, is open to the public. And one of the essence of the bookshop and all the activities I've been citing to you is to provide hands-on opportunities to our students, so that our students can go there and actually experience drawing up books, for example, for accounting, drawing up ledgers, doing mock audits, accounting and financial audits, and seeing our documents and helping. So students sometimes, some come there on volunteer basis, and others come there as part of their learning program.
So actually, CUIB has a lot of services to provide to the students, where the students can gain the hands-on knowledge which they really need.
Indeed.
And also, I want to cite the restaurant. Can you tell us a little bit about the St. Martha's restaurant? Because the last time when we had a conference with the chiefs of Boya, I want to say that it was superb. The presentation, the way the meal was served. We began with the starter, and before we went into the real meal, people were like, is this Cameroon? So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh yeah. The proprietors and most of the staff of the university have traveled far and wide in Africa, in Cameroon, and each time they move out, they bring out, they select the best, and we try to adapt to our local realities. You saw most of what you saw in the menu were things that are available, but they were packaged and presented differently. And so that is part of our hospitality department. So the restaurant is just one aspect. For now, we have 2 campuses, and we run the restaurant in both campuses. And we start from breakfast right to dinner, and sometimes even on Saturdays. But the hospitality department is expanding. We are also working towards the option of having student hostels so that we can easily attend to our students. We are working in the nearest future to have guest houses for our visitors and our guests. But don't forget, our primary objective of this is not just to make money. Whatever money we make out of it, we use it to support the university activity. But the most important objective of all these services that we have, in support services we are having in CERI, is to provide opportunity for our students. Some of them help to tickle the mind of our students on what they can start on. Some, it gives them a practical opportunity. We'll make sure that it is not when you go out, then you start imagining what you're going to do. Exactly. Most of our students don't graduate without having developed a business plan, because the entrepreneurial training and practice course starts from identifying a business idea and all the other leadership and management trainings that are given, and it ends with the business plan development option, where you submit it to a panel that will select. And the essence of putting it into a panel is to highlight the aspect of competition in pushing students to learn, giving students a drive to learn. So they graduate now with this business plan. Some of them are financed. Others, they now have it now, they exactly know what they're going to do.
The CUIB University Institute of Wales has 2 arms. We have the academic arm, and we have the business arm. How do they operate? Is it that they are worlds apart, or they have some things in common?
It is not just 2 arms, but from outside you can see it as 2 arms.
Yeah. We know the pastoral arm, which interlinks in everything. So, but those are the 2 main arms.
Yeah. Let me give a picture view. The university to me could be likened like a tree that has several branches. Specifically in the case of CUIB, a tree with 3 branches. The first and most important branch is the academic arm that handles the students to give them the profession that they want. The profession that they want to become an engineer, to become an accountant, to become a banker, to become an agronomist. That's the first arm. Now the second arm, which is equally as important as the first, is the pastoral arm that looks at the student as a complete being, the wholeness of the student. How fit are you physically, spiritually? Because we always advocate in CUIB that faith in God is what gives meaning and purpose to human life. And so, in effect, the pastoral arm treats the student as a holistic being. If a student is bereaved, you will be surprised that the pastoral arm, we have a fleet of priests who counsel you on how to accommodate. It is not obtained in all universities around the country.
It's rare.
Yeah. So a student is called in, is counseled, is given some guidance on how to handle it. You see, so much attention is given. And also the aspect of sports that is hooked up to education and the brain, is also another component. And then the CERI, the business arm. So CERI is at the center of this triple constraint. I could put it like that. CERI brings out the practical and the entrepreneurial mindset of the student, and at the same time, try to raise some money to support the programs through its economic ventures.
Wow. The president of Cameroon talks of Vision 2035. That is, he wants to see Cameroon as an emerging nation by 2035. Is CERI contributing in any way to achieve the president's vision?
If you want me to answer that question in one word, I would say enormously.
Wow.
Enormously in the sense that it takes me back to when the bishop designed and his team worked to design the vision, mission, and values. If you look at that document on our website and you realize that they were wondering what is going to happen. Each year, tens and tens of thousands of students get out and they go and join their parents at home. What is going to happen? What role a university is supposed to play vis-a-vis the community? Because we notice that universities just stand alone as if they don't belong to a community and they don't relate. So all this brainstorming brought the vision, the mission, and the values of the university. And that is why we are, part of the goal of CERI is to create job creators and not job seekers. Because entrepreneurship has been said in many cases as doing things today in such a way that few persons would like to do it, but living a life after in such a way that very few persons will be able to live like that.
Thank you so much. Those are wise words from a business icon. I call him also a business expert. That was the director of the Center of Entrepreneurship, Research and Innovation of the Catholic University Institute of Oya. Thank you.